you need to be true with yourself. In some point, this is gonna end, and I have other things to do. That's the best thing, right? I have other things to do, and but I'm gonna enjoy the last 2 3 years, four. I'm being here in boxing, and then we'll see.
Canelo, but they do make weight classes for a reason. Canelo is still very strong. He's a good body puncher, and he's a bigger guy naturally. So that does bring a bit of a risk to the table.
Y'all act like, oh, he ain't got no power. If he don't knock out Bud, he's gonna lose. What makes you say that? Well, he's been winning by decision without knocking out people. He's had the higher fight IQ than everybody he's fought.
Canelo Alvarez has stunned fans by admitting that a loss to Terence Crawford could lead him to retire from boxing. He acknowledged that every career has an endpoint and said he is already preparing for that possibility. Canelo shared that he wants to make the most of his remaining time in the ring while also looking forward to focusing on his family and pursuing other goals once his fighting days are over.
Anyone or speak about retirement when they're not ready, but has retirement ever crossed your mind? Have you ever thought about that?
I always say like 37 is good time to go. It's not because I can't be in the boxing anymore, but sometimes you need to do something else. So I'm being in October I turned 20 years as a professional fighter. So it's meant
a long time.
A lot of years. So, but we'll see.
You're the face of boxing, and you've been professional for 20 years. Does the fear of kind of walking away ever weigh on you, because boxing is so your identity?
Yeah.
Does the thought of walking away and losing that part of yourself make you want to stay in the game for longer?
No, I think boxing give me so much, and you need to be true with yourself. In some point, this is gonna end, and I have other things to do. That's the best thing, right? I have other things to do, but I'm gonna enjoy the last 2 3 years, four. I'm being here in boxing, and then we'll see.
Canelo Alvarez has hinted that his upcoming fight with Terence Crawford could be the final chapter of his storied career. In recent interviews, he's suggested that his time in the sport may be drawing to a close. After years of dominating the highest levels of boxing, collecting multiple world titles, and defeating some of the toughest opponents of his generation, the idea of retirement feels inevitable. This possibility adds even more significance to his showdown with Crawford, as fans now see it not just as a major super fight, but potentially Canelo's last appearance in the ring.
Boxing Doctor News, hold on to your gloves. Fight fans, Canelo Alvarez is gearing up for a blockbuster bout against Terence Crawford this September. The undisputed super middleweight champ is making history as the first ever two-time undisputed king at 168. But here's the real knockout. Canelo's hinting at hanging up his gloves soon. He's giving himself just 3 more years in the ring, aiming to retire at 37. Why? Because he wants to leave on his own terms, not when boxing tells him to. And get this, he's not doing it for money or legacy. It's all about the love of the sport. But before he calls it quits, we might see him face off against David Benavidez or even Jake Paul. Who do you think Canelo should fight next? Drop your predictions in the comments.
Canelo Alvarez has revealed that he is seriously considering retiring from boxing by the end of the year. He stated that he has accomplished all his goals in the sport, from becoming a multi-division champion to cementing his legacy as one of the greatest fighters of his generation. With his achievements secured, Canelo has expressed a desire to shift his focus toward family and personal happiness. His comments have sparked speculation that, win or lose against Terence Crawford, his time as an active fighter may already be nearing its end.
Well, it looks like it's the end of an era. Canelo Alvarez spoke about his retirement plans and has confirmed that the end is near and that his time inside the ring is coming to an end relatively soon. Canelo Alvarez said that he is now in the stage wherein he's also thinking a lot about how he wants to focus as well as enjoy the fruits of his labor, not just for himself but for his family as well. The Mexican fighter who made his professional boxing debut at the age of 15 years old and has been professionally fighting for almost 20 years now said the following, and I quote, From the age of 28 to 29, this is the age where I have felt best. I've always said that at 37 years old is a good age to enjoy what I have done with my family, other things in my career, and that's what I say. But I said I would debut at 18 and I did it at 15. End of quote.
In a spirited discussion, Simon Jordan, Paulie Malignaggi, and Roy Jones Jr. hailed Canelo Alvarez as a dominant force in his natural weight class. They highlighted his power, experience, and size as key factors that have cemented his status as a super middleweight legend. The panel noted that the natural weight difference could heavily influence the outcome of his fight with Terence Crawford, who is moving up to challenge him. While they acknowledged Crawford's skill and versatility, the analysts agreed that Canelo's strength and durability make him an exceptionally tough opponent for anyone entering his division.
It's interesting because I think that the only dynamic that makes this fight competitive, in my opinion, is the difference in weight class. I think Canelo has been for a while a diminishing fighter. Call it age, call it whatever other things you want to call it. But I just think that, the only reason he's even still around at this level is because he's avoided his top contenders in his weight class, so he's been able to still remain champion at that weight class. And now, being champion at that weight class, it has sort of brought up this big opportunity to fight a smaller, excellent world champion in Terence Crawford. So I think when it comes to the levels of boxing, just straight from boxing perspective, I think Crawford is head and shoulders above Canelo. But, they do make weight classes for a reason. Canelo is still very strong. He's a good body puncher, and he's a bigger guy naturally. So that does bring a bit of a risk to the table. I think Crawford can win the fight. I just wonder whether he can get a decision. That's always the question with Canelo, right? Can Canelo get a decision? I mean, can Crawford get a decision over Canelo? Can anybody get a decision over Canelo? We know Bivol did, but Bivol essentially won a 10-2, 11-1 fight, and they barely gave it to him.
Yeah,
Maybe
good point. Good point.
7-5.
You're
So that's
Paulie, there's a lot made of, jumping up 2 weight divisions. We saw Sugar Ray Leonard do it against Marvin Hagler, and the greats can actually do that, can't they? And when you see them head to head, actually, Terence Crawford, he's filled out very, very well. And you're right, if it comes down to just weight divisions, because I think that Terence Crawford is head and shoulders above, as does Simon as well when it comes to boxing IQ and ring craft. But I go, when you look at it, and we're all talking about the weight division, that could be the factor. I don't see it being a factor.
Boxing analysts have strongly challenged the narrative that Terence Crawford can defeat Canelo Alvarez, based on Canelo's past loss to Floyd Mayweather. They argue that this perspective overlooks the fact that Canelo was still young and far from his prime when that fight took place. Experts emphasize that losing to Mayweather is not a blemish, but a shared experience among many elite fighters, given that Mayweather retired undefeated at 50-0 and is widely regarded as the greatest defensive boxer of all time. Facing such a master early in his career gave Canelo invaluable lessons that shaped him into the fighter he is today. Since then, he has dramatically evolved, refining his defense, sharpening his counter-punching, and becoming a more versatile and dangerous competitor. Analysts conclude that using the Mayweather loss to undermine Canelo's greatness is misguided. Instead, it underscores his growth, resilience, and why he is now considered one of boxing's most complete champions.
Where the fuck did all of this Bud hype come from? Where every video I'm watching on this internet, everybody is saying that Bud is going to smoke Canelo. Look, I get it. When he was saying, I'm going to stomp a mud hole, when he's like told Canelo, I'm going to stomp a mud hole in your ass. What? Bud ain't stomping shit. He ain't stomping a mud hole in shit. He may think he's going to do it. It's okay that he thinks that. It's okay that that is his intentions. But everybody online is believing this shit. Like you forgot, like Canelo's a fucking punk. And let me tell you something. Can we be honest here? Canelo was one of the most gangster motherfuckers in boxing, bro. Bro, this is the same Canelo who had a fight and was in negotiation with some motherfucking gangsters that kidnapped his brother at the time. And then went in there and beat the guy with your negotiation ransoms to get your brother released from some motherfucking mobsters. Yeah, let's see. Y'all ain't learned. Like I said, like when Caleb Plant, he's used to smacking people and getting away with it and punking people. You see what happened when he tried to do that shit to Canelo, right? I bet you Bud won't do that to Canelo. You see when he tried to punk Canelo, you saw what Canelo did, right? When he tried to step Canelo and try to walk Canelo backwards. You see who put hands on who. Get the fuck out of here. Y'all act like Canelo's some kind of pussy who's going to get stomped on. And y'all think that a guy, I mean, y'all forget. Let's play Roy Jones' You Must Have Forgot song. Like, y'all forgetting all the titles that Canelo has won. You're forgetting all the divisions he has moved up on. And motherfucker not being dropped, knocked down by none of these way bigger guys.
Timothy Bradley Jr. has drawn criticism from fellow analysts for confidently predicting that Terence Crawford will not only beat, but dominate Canelo Alvarez. Critics argue that his claim overlooks the significant physical differences between the two fighters. They point to Canelo's proven strength and durability, showcased in 3 battles against Gennady Golovkin, one of boxing's most feared punchers. In contrast, Crawford has never competed at this weight, making the jump in size and power a major challenge. Opponents of Bradley's view stress that size and experience at higher weight classes are crucial factors that cannot be ignored.